Hey, teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I don't know what happened with Zoom. Is blocking the complete screen is black. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Well, now I can see Lucero, Ariel. Mm, okay, Manuel is here too. Okay, good. Mm, something's wrong here. Okay. Well,
So it's not allowing you to operate.
caray. Let me see what's going on. All my screen is black. I don't see you now. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if maybe if I share the screen, is the problem is fixed. Mm, caray. Well, can there someone enter. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and can you see me too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't see anything. Okay. Well, anyway, let's continue talking because we can lose time. Okay. Well, we're talking about culture and different ways people see life. For example, something that is correct in one country is not correct in another. For example, if you go to Argelia and you are invited to eat, when you finish eating, it is etiquette that you have to burp. So you burp, and that is saying that the food was delicious, and the chef or the host of the house feels really good. Wow, the food was nice. They like my food. So it's something that is correct and that is good manners at a table when you are in Argelia. In Colombia, is that the same? Is it okay to burp when you finish eating?
What was the question?
Yes, my question is, in Colombia, is it okay to burp? Is it okay to burp when you finish eating?
No.
No.
No, not at all.
I mean, it's not accepted.
It
No,
is
no.
not accepted. Very good. And these are some of the differences in culture, no? Manuel, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So sorry, Manuel, for the technical inconvenience. I don't know what's going on, but my screen is intermittent. I don't see anybody here. But Emmanuel, can you name one of these cultural differences between countries?
Yes, teacher, I think so, but I don't know many more. I think, for
Yes,
example, here in
at least tell
Colombia,
me one.
for example, I have met, it's an old friend of mine. He's from France,
Mm-hmm.
and one day we were talking, and he told me that in France it's not very common to say good morning, or, for example, when he came to Colombia, he can't believe that we are very kind to people. We every morning we say, hey, good morning, buenos dias to everybody, even we
Mm-hmm.
don't know each other. And
Good morning.
he
Good
told me that
morning.
in France they're more cold, they're not very sociable or
Yes,
very
they are
friendly.
colder, right? You're right.
Yes. So yeah, that's a big difference from Latin America to Europe, I think.
Mhm. Yes, in Colombia, we are totally the opposite, no? If you, well, let's not talk about capitals and important cities, but when you go, for example, to some small villages or towns, you are walking on the street and everybody's saying hello to you. Hello, good morning. How's it going? And you, hello, good morning. So people from the city are surprised about that. That people are very friendly when they are saying hello like that. Okay.
Yeah. Even
Mhm.
to, I wanted to say, even to people who maybe you don't like or maybe you're mad at, because there's a saying, I'm from a little town, and there's a saying that my mom has, and I'm gonna say it in Spanish because it's in Spanish, the saying. And she says, el saludo no se le niega a nadie. Like,
Uh-huh.
you say hi to everyone, even if there's someone you don't like, you say hi because el saludo no se le niega a nadie.
Yes. Yes. And even more if it's Christmas or New Year's Eve, your enemies magically transform into friends. Hey, hello, friend. Happy New Year or Merry Christmas. Okay, this is one of the cultural differences that you can find between countries. Is there any other cultural differences that you know? Well, Manuel told us about one that is about greetings. Can you think of any other cultural differences?
Um, I only know one. I don't know if it's like a cultural difference, but I only know one from Finland, which is they have this thing where they leave the, I don't know what's the name of that, where you carry the babies. What's that called?
The card?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
the
they
baby
can,
card.
they,
The
yeah,
carriage. British people say carriage. Mhm,
courage. And
mhm.
they sometimes they can leave it, like if they're gonna go into a store, they leave the carriage with the baby outside of the store or outside of the restaurant or outside of the
No
cafeteria.
way. Really?
Yes, they leave the babies outside because it's
I just,
safe.
hey, baby, finally, I
Yeah,
get
they
rid
leave them
of the
outside.
baby.
Here in Colombia, it will be like, oh my God, like such a bad mother or a bad father.
Yes,
Like,
by all means.
but yeah, they leave the babies because I think it's safe. They think it's safe. And I guess it is
Where,
here.
Ariel? Where?
In
That's
Finland,
Finland.
Finland.
that's what
Yeah.
My
they
goodness.
that's what
Yeah,
Ariel said.
Nordic countries empower babies and children so soon, so
Yes.
very soon. Yeah,
That's right. That's correct. So that's the one I know of, that they leave the babies outside of the
yeah,
restaurant. And I'm like, well, that seems crazy to me, but that's culture, I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Do you know any other cultural differences?
For example, inside Colombia, there are some cultural difference between different regions. For example, paisas, for example, some paisas used to take breakfast with a little aguardiente, for example.
Mhm.
But in Bogota, you don't used to do it. It's crazy. I was living with a Paisa family some years ago, and the breakfast, Lucero, come on, here is your aguardiente. And the my friend told me, no, come on, Lucero, that's good for your health.
I like that.
But for example, in different, for example, in paisas too, and in the llanos orientales, you used to take a very big breakfast. It's something like a lunch. For example, you have to take beans, meat, potato, rice. It's a kind of lunch at the breakfast and without some aguardiente.
Yeah.
So we say it's very different. Here in Colombia.
Yes, inside of Colombia, we have differences, like regional differences. That's
Yeah.
correct. Because, for example, to me, like meat and beans and things like that, that's not breakfast food.
No, no, no.
Beans and no, breakfast food is like eggs and oatmeal, things like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, some people have mojarra frita, and I'm like, oh no, 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 that's not breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about cultural differences in countries because we know our culture. Yeah, and what the Lucero was saying is true. But for example, let's say in United States, when people are celebrating their birthday, uh, friends they pay attention to other people's birthday. And for example, if it's my birthday, all my friends in United States, no, an example, all my friends come to my house to say hello, happy birthday. But my obligation is that I have to invite all my friends to have dinner or go to a party. So the person that is celebrating is the one that is inviting their friends. But in Colombia, it is not, no? And that's something that is very particular because that makes people pay more attention to other people's birthday because wait, it's Lucero's birthday. Good, let's go to Lucero's house. And they go, hey, Lucero, happy birthday. And then Lucero, oh yeah, happy birthday. Okay, I'm going to invite you out. So this is one of the cultural differences. Ivan, do you know any other cultural differences between countries? No? Okay, maybe Ivan has some technical problems. Any other here?
Yes, teacher. I have
Manuel.
a
Okay,
difference.
Manuel.
I'm really addicted to TikTok, and I have seen a video about Japan. It's
Mhm.
about a girl that she was traveling around Japan with his little baby, and the people from Japan they was very excited to see a real baby because in Japan they don't have many babies. I mean the
It's
population
not
is
very
getting
common,
old,
let's say. It's not
and
as common as
yeah, it's
Colombian
not very
was, no?
common. But yeah, for example, here in Colombia, you can see a baby around anywhere. My friends, my
Mhm.
sister, but in Japan, they were like, "Oh, come on, it's a baby! I can't believe that I'm seeing a baby," and that was very weird. It's not very common in Japan, but here is the most common thing.
Yes, and that's because many years ago, after all these world wars that they had, they were attacked with atomic bombs. You remember Hiroshima, Nagasaki will destroy all these. They started to work and work very hard, and they were working so hard that they were not interested in coming back home. They were having so much fun in their enterprises, in their companies, because they felt uh, they felt happy. People appreciate what they were doing, and the economy was growing. And they realized that people were not having babies. People were more interested in working rather than staying or spending time with their own families. So they say, now you have to go home, and you are not going to work from Sunday to Sunday. So you have to work only from Monday to Friday until 5 p.m. and then go home. And people went home. They didn't want to do it, but they did it. And because they got nothing to do on Saturday and Sunday, Okay, they were having babies and babies and babies, and they got an overpopulation. And that's why they say, "Uy, no, 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 no. We need to control that." And now it's illegal to have a baby without permission. If a couple is married, they have to send documents to the government, and if they want to have a baby, the if they want to have a baby, the amarilla. If they want to have a baby, the government has to approve. Hold on. The government has to approve if they can have a baby. So sorry. Okay. And so sorry. And if they want to have a second baby, the same. They have to inform the government that they are interested in having a second baby. If the government says that the economically or the population is growing so much, they say, sorry, you can have babies. And that's why it's not very common to have babies. And that's what happened, for example, in Canada, in Amsterdam. People are more interested now in traveling, having fun, than staying at home with a baby, no? Okay, good. That's a very good point. Do you know any other cultural differences?
About food. For example, in
Yes,
Spain,
but keep in mind between countries, not here in Colombia. Come
yeah.
on. Mhm.
For example, in Spain, you don't have a very big lunch, but in the dinner, you have a lot of food. For example, in Spain, in the breakfast, you have to take your breakfast between 10 and 11 o'clock. You don't have to take at the very very morning. No, but between 10
Okay.
and 11.
Lucero, but
Then,
remember the expression is not take breakfast, because take breakfast is that you take it, but you don't have it. So you say
okay,
people have breakfast, have.
have,
People don't
okay,
have breakfast very early like Colombian ones, no? 6 in the
yeah,
morning or 7 and you are,
no, 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 no,
no. In
no.
Spain it's different. Mhm. Continue.
They have between, yeah, 10 and 11.
Mhm.
Then the lunch is between 2 and 3 o'clock, maybe 2 o'clock, but it's little, for example, like a sandwich or something like that. And at night, the dinner is very, very big. Yeah, and it's too late, also late, between 10 or 9 o'clock.
Something that caught my eye was when I had the opportunity to be in France, is that you don't see junkies on the street like in Colombia, no? Drug addicts is called junkies. That's what they call junkies. Okay, Betsy is trying to enter here. Okay,
Paris?
junkies, and you don't see junkies because uh, every Friday, in the Champs Elysees, there's a trunk, a big trunk from Santé, that is from health, and they come and people are making a line, and they go with a device, electronic device, and people show their identification, and they say,
Ah, yes.
you are addicted to cocaine. Okay, here is your doses of cocaine. Next,
Wow.
you, marijuana. Okay, your doses of marijuana. Next, me, you are a teacher. You are addicted to alcohol. Okay, Aguardiente, mijo. Okay, next. Toot. So, and that's why junkies, they don't have the necessity to go and steal other people or asking for money or being on the streets, like in Colombia and some places that they are on the street, sleeping, dirty. No, because they live in their houses, and when they feel that desperation of or consuming drugs, they go on Fridays, every Fridays, in the Champs-Élysées in France. They go and they receive their doses, and that's something that is very weird to see, and it's totally the opposite in Colombia. What do you think about what I have told you? Hello?
Sharon?
Hello. Okay. So the
Almost.
Zoom was frozen for a moment. Hello, Betsy and Mario. So sorry for the
Yeah, it's frozen.
inconvenience. I've been having some technical problems and I couldn't see all of you. Sometimes my screen is black and then goes normal, black goes normal. So sorry. Mario, how you doing?
Fine, fine, profe.
Okay, good to have you here. Good, good. All right. Now, my people, what's your opinion about what I have told you about the consumption of drugs in France?
Well, um, I haven't researched much about it,
Mhm.
but what I have heard is that that thing that you mentioned has been paired with kind of like, um, it's like a policy they have for treating drug addiction.
Mhm.
And it is related to having access to healthcare, having access to um, health professionals, a magician, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. And I think the personal doses, it's a way of, because they think it's more difficult to treat the symptoms that come after abstinence. So it's kind of like a way of promoting people to leave their drug of choice, but like in a way that's not so sudden. You know what I mean? So to avoid abstinence. I don't really know how it works. I know that it's like personal doses plus healthcare plus access to having your own medic and psychologist and things like that. I don't know how it works, but it's my opinion that it is better. It's my opinion that it's always better to treat drug addiction as a disease more than a crime. It's just my opinion.
Okay, and it's very acceptable. Very good. Any other opinion?
I agree with Ariel. Totally agree. It's a kind of disease, and currently there are many people around the world addicted to drugs. So, for example, I think in one hand, giving him or her the doses, but in the other hand,
On the
give
other hand, on.
on the other hand, give her or him the treatment in order to living the addiction, have some psychological or psychiatric policies about them in order to get it him or her without this addiction. I think is the correct way to treat that kind of
Yes,
problems.
it's a very big problem, no? Because you don't know what is best, to attack the problem, to legalize drugs. So it's something that is very tricky.
For me, it's
Does
very
anyone
legalized.
have any other opinion?
In my opinion, is a hard problem, but this reason is important treatment with a health, with a sick. Not is a police problem because these people need help, need treatment. It's important bring help for these people. Is my opinion. Is need help.
Excellent. And for you, if you had the authority to supervise education, how would you, or what kind of strategies would you design to prevent the consumption of drugs in Colombia? And everybody, think about that. What kind of policies, what kind of strategies would you implement to avoid the consumption of drugs? Come on, continue.
Maybe education.
What kind of education? Be specific.
Okay, education in the schools. Yes, education in the schools. Prepare the childs in this prepare in now effects of drugs in body in sorry I prepare people for understand this sorry I'm confused.
Don't worry, take your time.
Okay. Give me a second. I
Okay, no
organize
problem.
my ideas. Okay.
Organize your ideas. I'm going to give my opinion. My opinion will be to train people, to train children in moral values, to love themselves. I think that the origin of drug addiction is because people, some people are not strong enough mentally and spiritually. And when they face a difficult situation, when they were having for rough times, the solution is immediately alcohol. If my girlfriend broke up with me, or if I saw my girlfriend or my boyfriend with another person, oh no, my life is terrible. I got no reason to live. Immediately alcohol, and then marijuana, and then heroin, cocaine. So I want to, no. I think that if someone has this strong, if the person has this excellent self-esteem, is going to handle these difficulties and is going to continue their life normally, is not going to fall in drugs. This is one of my opinions. I think that this is the problem for me. Now, continue, my friend.
Yes, in this case, it's important understand what is the problem and bring treatment, spiritual treatment, of psychological treatment, understand what is the problem for these people.
Listen, to understand what the problem is. To
Okay.
understand what the problem is. Continue, my friend.
Understand what the problem is. What is the reason for your consumption? And yes, I consumption because I lost my job. I lost my family. I'm broken my heart. Yes, it's important understand who is the reason or what is yes
What the reason is. Yes.
what the reason is.
That's true.
Is my opinion.
And we go to my point, no? If you love yourself and if you have very good moral values, you're not going to use drugs. Well, you are going to get sad, depressed. It's normal. You're going to feel down to the ground. But the idea here is just to continue living and accepting problems and fighting to be a better person and to have an excellent lifestyle, no? That's something that is very important. Okay, my people. Well, I really like chatting with you. So sorry for the inconvenience. I don't know what happened here. I couldn't show you the video that I brought you, but next Wednesday, I guess. I hope next Wednesday I'm gonna have everything okay, and we're going to continue talking about these cultural differences that I find them really interesting. And it's very important as well when you are traveling. You need to know all this, not arriving to a country without knowing nothing. So you need to know at least the minimum cultural etiquette to understand and to talk to people from different countries. Okay? Well, my people, that's all for today. I really enjoy listening and talking to you. Have a good day.
Thank you, teacher. Have a good day
Thank you,
yourself.
teacher.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
teacher.
everyone.
Bye,
Bye
everyone.
bye. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
teacher.
I
Good
wait for
weekend.
you on Wednesday, okay? Please pay attention to the
Email.
campus and all the information that I'm sending you. Okay.
Okay.
So long.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you, my
teacher.
Bye-bye.
It was
See
nice
you
talking
later.
to you.
See you
Bye.
You,
Wednesday.
see you